It's awesome to be back with you. I hope your week's coming along really well. This is the devotion. This is the reminder. This will be a lot, so we're going to try and get a lot into this video. So I hope you really take to heart some of these words and are encouraged and inspired by what you hear in this video. At the end of Matthew chapter 25, Jesus has a very chilling, very convicting, very telling parable. It's called the parable of the sheep and the goats. And the parable, in a nutshell, is really simple. That the sheep are the ones who are allowed to enter into the kingdom of heaven and just receive eternal life. The goats are the ones who are cast out into eternal darkness. And the standard, the barrier, the line of which separates the sheep and the goats is a very thin one. Because I think a lot of us like to talk and say the right things. But Jesus takes it a step further in this parable, and he says that those who are the sheep are the ones who fed the hungry, clothed the naked, gave water to the thirsty, and comforted and encouraged the afflicted. And these people asked Jesus, they said, Jesus, how do you know we did that? Or why is that so important? And Jesus said that when you fed the hungry, you were feeding me. This is a paraphrase. This isn't exact word for word. But when you clothed the naked, you were clothing me. For whatever you did to one of the least and the lost and the lowest in society, whatever you did for them, it's as if you did it to me. And we as a youth group have a really incredible chance to take another step further. We have the 30-hour famine coming up. It's going to be a fantastic time. I encourage you as a family to read this section together. It starts in Matthew 25:31. I think it goes to the end of verse 47. I encourage you to read it as a family and ask yourselves as a family, what can we do? Is there a step we can be taking? How should our prayer life be different? Is there somebody who we've always said, this is someone God's placed in our life? We want to expand our ministry as a family by getting involved more at church. We want to get involved with a local nonprofit. There's a lot we can do. So use this really simple section. Use it as a dialogue, as a jumping off point to say you don't have to do everything. There's far too much. There's a lot of need. That's not your job. That's God's job. But God's saying, I put you right here, and I've given you everything I've given you so you can do something. We hope you really take seriously our World Vision 30-hour famine requirement coming up. It's going to be a fantastic weekend. Please let me know if any of your students or young people aren't able to come. We're looking to get final numbers in the very near future. For this week, for last week we did televisions. For every canned good or box of macaroni, ramen, whatever you have in your pantry, for everything you got in your pantry, canned good or box, we'll say just those two. We could get kind of, if your pantry's pretty full, it'd be a lot of money. Canned good or box good of food. For everyone, put a nickel in your envelope. Start collecting. Last week was a quarter for every television you had in your house. This week, just put a nickel. Some of you might be just $1. Some of you might be a lot more or a little less. That's the challenge for this week. This week's also very special. It's our final Invite a Friend Week in youth group. And we just really want to encourage you to see this as a ministry opportunity, to see this as an opportunity where you can live out your faith and get a friend, get a cousin, a family member, whoever, connected to what we're doing in St. Paul. We have an incredible God-sized goal. Our goal is to get 30 kids in youth group next Sunday. That's our goal. It's going to take a lot of prayer. It's going to take a lot of effort. It's going to take a lot of you all saying, hey, why don't you come and check out what we're doing in St. Paul? Be a part of what God's doing here. Be blessed and be encouraged and know that God goes with you. God is for you. It's going to be a powerful night in youth group next Sunday. We got some really great stuff planned. And we're excited to see what God's going to do. It's also mismatch week from now till the end of the school year. We're going to be doing different spirit weeks in youth group, having some fun, dressing up, getting a little silly. But it's also spirit time, so it's mismatch night. So you're going to get laughed at. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. You're not going to get laughed at. But we strongly encourage you, if you ever want to go in without wearing matching clothes, Sunday night, April 6th at 6 is the time to do it. It's mismatch night, invite a friend night. We'll talk a little more about the 30-hour famine and Good Friday. Get ready for what God's going to do. God's pretty amazing. We'll only hopefully I think we will. We'll only reaffirm that Sunday night. Blessings and prayers go with you. I need a haircut and probably a couple more hours of sleep, as you can tell. But Laura and I both think the world of you all. Have a great week. Please let us know if we can be praying for you, encouraging you in any way. God bless you.